Johnson wants to return. And then he just recently posted on his story. He says, yes, it's true that I'll come back to MMA at heavyweight, but only if John fights DC for the title. It's a personal goal of mine to fight the very best of the best before I truly stop fighting. John was always my motivation once I went to 205. Heavyweight would be insane if the three of us were at it again.
I mean, I'd love for Anthony Joshua to come back. Anthony Johnson. Joshua. Jesus, I'd love if Anthony Joshua on the UFC. I'd love if Anthony Johnson came back to the UFC, especially at heavyweight with his knockout power. I'd be excited to watch. I don't want to see him versus DC again.
No,
we've seen that. Him, John Jones, would be pretty cool. I'd rather see him versus the Black Beast or Francis Ngannou. I don't want to see
fights.
What?
All those fights.
Yeah, I don't want to see him against Jones or DC. I think that's bad news for him. But I would love. I think the Alexander. Well, no. Stipe versus him's a fun one.
The Black Beast though, or Ngannou sounds amazing.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, I hope he does come back. I'm some huge deal to get him to fight John Jones or DC though. I hope they do. Hope he gets paid. I like Anthony Johnson. What else you got?
Couple of fights I would love to see rumble in, man. Derek Lewis and Ngannou, both of those. That's nice. Stipe, yes. I would love to see that fight. Love to see that fight. Simply because of how DC beat Rumble. If Stipe can beat Rumble in a more decisive fashion, like a knockout or whatever, then spiritually speaking, Stipe and DC should go at it. But another fight I would love to see Rumble in is, personally speaking, Brock versus Anthony Rumble Johnson. Why? Both men hit hard. What I mean by that is Anthony Rumble Johnson, if you exclude Francis Ngannou's hype, he's probably the hardest hitting, if not one of the hardest hitting dudes in the UFC right now. I don't know if most people remember this, but Brock Lesnar, I think it was his second fight in the UFC, was against Heath Herring. Brock hit Heath with one shot that was so hard it sent Keith tumbling over the hole, my guy, across the octagon. Okay, then Brock tackled this dude. Not takedown, tackle. Some rugby shit. Listen, man, if we could see that fight, Brock versus Anthony Rumble Johnson, win or lose, he has to take DC after that. That would be by far the most entertaining fight ever, right? So entertaining that I dare say the hype that Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou had should ultimately be the hype that this fight should have, right? These dudes are straight up world beaters. I don't see why the UFC has never thought of this. And again, man, one thing I'd love to add to this fight is a USADA stipulation, where USADA can test, but they can't suspend. Meaning, we'll test both of you for all the steroids in the world, and we'll allow you to use a few up until a certain levels. Obviously, they'll have to meet the 265 weight limit. Why I mentioned that is because Rumble has recently been bodybuilding. Allegedly, supposedly, according to Khabib's manager, he weighs around about 280, 285. That's around what, 229. 129 kg. That's 130. That's sort of Brock Lesnar's weight. Just a suggestion to the UFC. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I am out.
So this is a big deal for Asians around the world.
That's huge.
This movie, Crazy Rich Asians, it's top of the box office right now.
It was a book too, right, Chin?
Yeah.
Did you guys read the book?
Nah.
It's about time Asians had a movie. This is the first time, right? There was a
Take it easy. Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2. Big Trouble in Little
Brendan,
China.
Brendan, that
Come
was
on, Big
one
Trouble in
Asian
Little
guy.
China.
Brendan, that was one Asian
Rumble
guy.
in the Bronx.
That was one Asian guy.
Rumble in the Bronx. Listen, everyone listen. Rumble in the Bronx.
Brendan.
Godzilla. One,
Brendan.
two.
Brendan, these are. I understand, but that was just some Asian actor.
Enter the Dragon.
Brendan, okay, but that was a long time ago. That was all karate. This is about
The Last
there's
Samurai.
no karate in this
Tom
movie.
Cruise in The Last
There are
Samurai.
no swords or karate. This is like human beings having like relationships.
Disney's Mulan.
Brendan,
Emperor's New
Mulan is not
Groove.
Asian. It was Polynesian. God.